So John, I kind of wanted to finish just with some advice, for people watching from the whole spectrum, because I'm sure there's a lot of men watching that think, I could never wear a suit like I'm wearing now. I don't like suits. I don't understand fashion. I don't even like going to tailors. I don't even like waiting for my clothes to be ready. I remember the first time I bought a suit and I figured I had to come back a week later. I couldn't be bothered,
No.
And then I realized that to be a man, I know this sounds crazy, John, but to be a man, you must learn how to dress.
Yeah.
Which means you must invest in the long term in your wardrobe. And like coming to you, I wasn't going to get this suit for probably 3 months.
What was it, 3 months?
Probably 3 months,
Yeah.
maybe about 3, maybe 4. And I had to come for a bunch of fittings.
Yeah.
We did, I think, at least three or four for this, maybe, by the time it was done.
Yeah.
And then we had another one as well.
Yeah.
But it was a long-term investment. Now, I didn't know it was going to come out so snappy, although I was pretty sure it would. But I mean, now...
I was hoping.
This is it. And one of the things John said to me, by the way, is he said, Brian, if you don't get a compliment on that suit, it's on the house.
I did. And I meant it, because what goes out... Look, in wear, as I said to you, I call it the 500-mile run out. I don't know, a silly thing to say, but you know where I'm coming from. It's cloth. It's not sheet metal, and it moves around. And I want that back to press up, and maybe I want to do a few things. And that's really where it's at. It's not a case of saying, we got rid of that one, we got paid, let's go. That's not where it's at. I've had suits come back when I first started, but I had to have them in because I'd worked for this company and they'd followed me. And I can't say, well, this is my company, I can't alter that one because you don't work like that. And I had one guy in who told me off because a button came off. And I started in 68, and this was 1938 on the label. He was a sir, and he said, this is disgusting. I said, what's that, sir? I hadn't made it. I mean, I ain't that old. And he said, this is awful. I said, what's that, sir? He said, my buttons come off. And I thought, well, that's so... It was a green bird's eye, of which I would love to get, because you can get blue and grey. You cannot get... It was beautiful. His name was Sir Roderick Brinkman, or Theodore Brinkman. Maybe Sir Roderick Brinkman. And I'm like, I thought, I'm ever so sorry, which you ought to be. He said, this is disgusting, it's come off. One button front, as your other suit is, which was quite something at the time, because everything was 3. But he was snappy. So I took it off him and said, take a seat, sir. And took all the bits out and got the thread, the silk ready to sew on. And I thought, this is ridiculous. I looked in the label, it had 1938 on it, but it carries that guarantee. I mean, to him, it was like he just bought it. It was like
30 years later.
It was plus.
Okay.
But it was great.
So you're saying is that this is a relationship you have with the tailor.
Absolutely.
And that you want this thing back because you want to do a little
I want to do something. As I'm looking at you, there's things I want to do.
There's already things you're seeing.
No, you look great, but there's from a time, you wouldn't know what they're, you do your job, obviously you wouldn't have this set up. And I want it back anyway.
Yeah, and so I posted a picture on social media of me and Dan Pena at his castle, taking a picture, and I sent it to John. And John came in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're wearing the suit wrong, and it's off your shoulders wrong." And I'm like, "Wait a second, everyone loved the picture."
Yeah, but from a tailoring point of view, I want to do something. At the moment, it looks great. You're sitting down. You can't, unless you make the waistcoat 4 sizes bigger. That's correct. That should have a little bit of tension. When I do this up, well, for that not to pull, I'd have to make the coat out here. You'd love that. I mean, you like a fit, but it's a case of, it's not only for me making it. You have to wear a suit correctly. I mean, you see people that have morning suits, when they go to Ascot, and you'll see some terrible dressers, with all due respect, but some of the older guys that have had that made by hand. The younger guys get by ready-made. They've got families, and it doesn't matter what you earn. But the old guy, and you'll see them doing this for all the time.
Pulling it down.
They're pulling the waistcoat down. They're not happy with it moving. They'll kind of... Yeah. That's kind of... And that's probably... You're probably right, Brian, that, you put a sweatshirt on and a pair of tracksuit... I hate them things, but, a pair of cotton chinos or something... you sit around, it doesn't matter. But, you've got this thing on, and you've got to kind of, you have to get it right. It's just, you either like it or you don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I'm starting to really enjoy wearing a suit. And over the Christmas break, I had a couple weeks here where I wasn't wearing them. And after a while, the day after day of the jeans and stuff, it got old. And I kind of missed dressing up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. I missed kind of making the effort to make myself presentable, because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I showed up correctly, even if no one's watching. It's important.
Yeah. I've made for guys who've got. I had one chap. He said, you know, I can get depressed. He said, and when I found it funny at the time, but I can understand it now. He said, when I feel that coming on, he said, I went upstairs and put that dinner suit you made me, and I stood in front of the mirror, and I started to feel better. And I thought, that's a bit, but it isn't. That was good for him. I mean, you know, if that's his therapy, it suits me.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the truth. I couldn't believe at the time. You know, I was younger, and I'm like, really? But it made him feel good. And I think I envy a lot of people. I really do. I wear a suit, you know, most of the time, or a jacket that I've made. It must be lovely. Well, I know it is. You know, a chap that's wearing, as you said, a T-shirt and jeans and stuff, to me, that must, because I'm wearing, like, I love putting a different suit on, but it's, you know, to be wearing that and then put a suit on and go out with it must feel great, you know, for me.
So.
Because, like you said, 2 weeks and you wanted to put a suit on.
Yeah,
It's
I really
funny,
did.
yeah.